already burned myself. I will score him. I will score him a 13 out of 10. Yeah? Yeah? Whoa, bro. Pick one. Pick a sink. Okay. Oh my. Good morning, guys. It's 7 a.m. I'm still in my pajamas. And today we're making bread. So this happened yesterday. Day 5 of my starter. And this is what it did. How impressive is that? So I've been told by a lovely friend that I need to do the float test on this to make sure that it's ready. But this is a gluten-free sourdough starter that I started like I said, like 6 days ago. It doesn't float. Not enough bubbles? Looks like enough bubbles to me. Aha, the stuff on the top doesn't. I need to discard what's on top, but the rest of it does. I was like, I see bubbles. Perfect. Meow! 420 grams of flour. 300 grams of cold water. Together, so I don't know, it's pretty loose though. I'm gonna trust the process, and now I'm supposed to put it in a lightly oiled and floured glass bowl. Like that, I guess. I was gonna say sorry about the sunshine, but I'm not sorry about the sunshine. I admit this is my first time doing this. I'm not sure what it's supposed to look like, but it's a little loose. But that's because gluten-free flour doesn't form any gluten. But that's what she looks like right now. I'm supposed to let this, I think, cover it and let it sit for like 6 hours. And now I'm gonna feed my starter again. I'll go with a cup of flour and a half a cup plus a tablespoon of agua. Apparently this is going to take until tomorrow because the second proof is like 12 hours long. I did not realize that. It's okay, won't feel like that to you. Okay, so it has been like 8 hours and she has grown, but it's not supposed to have doubled in size, and I don't think that it doubled in size, but it's still pretty big. And you guys, look at, hello, and look at my starter again. It has like reached the top. I need to burp it, but I can't believe how quickly it grows. I'm gonna be able to make a loaf of bread every gosh darn day. This is amazing. So anyway, yeah, my starter is, I consider it to be my gifted child, because they said, you know, your starter should be at least like 2 weeks old. I'm like, this one's like 6 days old, so I don't know. I think he's just gifted. They also say that, I don't know, my timing was off. You're supposed to do the second proof for like 12 hours and then make it right then. And that would be like, you know, supposedly by their recipe, like 8 a.m. the next morning. I don't think that's gonna work for me, because it is now, it's not even 4 o'clock, and I don't wanna overprove it, right? So, but I also don't wanna underprove it, but I also don't wanna make bread at 3 o'clock in the morning. So I'm gonna do a little bit more research. I'm gonna try and lean towards maybe I can make this today, even if it's like kind of flat. I don't know, I just want bread. So yeah, I'm gonna let this chill and do its second proof. That's the weird part, is there's no kneading, I guess, because you're not trying to develop any gluten structures because it's gluten-free. I'm new to this, but I'm gonna stick it in the fridge. Yeah, okay, so I did some reading. It's all over the place, and it's actually really hard to find any kind of really detailed different conditions and like what happens when you're talking about gluten-free sourdough. It's very different, and you don't need it, anything like that. Like I've, you know, confirmed all of those things. But apparently the main reason that you prove it warm and then prove it cold is to develop different types of tang in the bread, basically, and also to like retard the fermentation process. I don't really want to do that. And so I was like talking to Mike, and he's a Piscequarian and I'm an Aries, and he goes, I think you should be fine to do it now. And I was like, me too. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna preheat the oven to 500 degrees with the Dutch oven in it, and I'm gonna pull that out and bring it back to room temperature. Might be a terrible idea. They want me to score it, but it kind of already has its own scores on the top of it. I feel like I'm doing this, like I'm winging it. It's like something you're not supposed to wing. Tell me more about how much attention you need right now. Yes, tell me all about the attention that you need. I will change your water. He's so pathetic. I will score him. I will score him a 13 out of 10. Gluten-free bread, you are so weird. Hey, I don't know how much it being weird is because it's gluten-free or because I suck at this, but I think that there's kind of only one way to learn, and that is just do it wrong a whole bunch. It's my logic. Place the Dutch oven, okay, 1 inch deep. Mount it out. Make decorative, X in the middle. Use the corners of the parchment paper to lift the dough. Carefully place in the Dutch oven. Don't burn yourself. Place 2 large ice cubes in the Dutch oven between the parchment paper on the sides of the Dutch oven, and quickly cover with a lid. Okay. Already burned myself. Cool, 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 cool. That thing is so freaking hot. Okay, I'm ready. Okay. It's also weird that it's in a Dutch oven because I can't see it. I'm just not gonna know until it's done whether it did anything good or whether it's a pool. I lied. At 40 minutes, I take the lid off, lower it again. I just lowered it to 450. And yeah, so I take the lid off at 40 minutes, and then we can like watch it do the rest. I'm gonna go try and sneak a shower in while this is happening, mainly because I'm way too impatient to just sit here. Okay, I am clean. I also got myself pretty good on the inside corner of the oven as I was pulling that thing out. There really is just like no avoiding your own clumsiness sometimes. Yeah, I did a pretty good number on myself. So there's 3 minutes left, and then we take the lid off. We'll actually like get to see it for a second. Nah. It's really actually incredibly difficult living your entire day knowing that every moment is bringing you closer to bread, you know? Holy shit. I made bread. Look at it. Okay, I have to close it now. I'm not even sure I'll be able to keep that in. But yeah, it's gorgeous. Did you see that? Did you see it? It was beautiful. So 40 more minutes now at 425. And then I have to wait for it to cool. Because apparently, I just learned this, the stabilizers that are in gluten-free flour, they work best at room temperature. So if you cut it while it is still hot, it'll fall. Like a souffle or something. Not really, but you know what I mean. You know what there hasn't been enough of in this video? Cats. Hey buddy. Hey Peaches. How are you? So in the morning, since we put that patio set out there in the backyard, did I show you that on the vlog? I don't think I've shown you that on the vlog. I'm gonna go show you, even though it's gonna make me break a sweat. I wake up in the morning. When I get my coffee ready and everything, he's already out here on the patio set waiting for me. It's the cutest thing in the world. If this bread works out, I'm gonna include a really relaxing sequence at the end of like us tomorrow morning enjoying some toast and sitting out in the morning dew.
Hello, Munchkin. How are you doing? How are you doing? Man, he's just been luxuriating all day. I've not seen him move, but to just like go from one lying down position to another lying down position. So anyway, this was the original sitting area, obviously, but that over there, oh, pfft, great job, Khaki. There we go. So that over there with the rag kind of blew off the table. That rag is out there because the dew in the morning has to be dried off of the chairs, and I left it out there this morning. But yeah, this is just a set that someone gave us for our wedding, and we were like, well, we don't have any place to put it, until I realized that like that whole area is cast in shadow until like 10 a.m. and it's like its own weather system. It's so awesome. And so it's like cool and breezy, and yes, the bugs are out, but it's only flies. It's not really mosquitoes or anything. And I just sit out there and have my coffee and hang out with the cats, and it's the best. Even Bruce gets up there.
This idea that, hey, it's not acknowledging
Wow! Oh my goodness gracious, guys. I hope this tastes half as good as it looks. Mike, come look.
Wow, that looks like real bread.
It looks like real bread. It's about the best compliment gluten-free bread can get. So I guess I'm gonna let it cool for a while and then slice her up. Wow.
Sweet.
While my bread cools, I decided to make some soup to go with it. Here's hoping it's good. It's beautiful, but I hope that it tastes good. So I'm making my green soup that I showed you guys in a previous vlog. Lately I've been adding a little bit of tomato paste to it too. Excellent, great thickener. But yeah, we're just in the mirepoix phase right now, but I will link that other vlog down below. I think that it's time to cut this bread. I think it's ready. It's pretty cool. Oh, the crust is not kidding. Oh, I'm not sure. It's a little soft on the inside still, and it's a little bit compact. Ooh. That's really good. Well, I finished my soup. I cut myself way too much bread because I'm too excited. It's obviously, you know, not the best bread that anyone's ever made because the starter is really young, but as it matures, it's gonna get better tasting, and then also I probably will allow myself more time to prove it next time and just see. But that's what's so fun, is that regardless of whether it is the best bread in the world or not, this is far better bread than I have had in 7 years. Buying bread at the grocery store, gluten-free bread, so it's unbelievable. It's so good. It's a Friday, but it definitely feels like a Saturday. I woke up at 6:30 to the sound of Purr Monster yowling at me. It was the first time I've slept past 6 a.m. in like 4 days. It's so comfortable, and I was like, fine. So I got up and I got him some ice water. He's of course just happy as a clam over there. And then I tried to go back to bed, and then I heard Mike come down the stairs with the dog, and he was making coffee, and I was like, oh, I guess I'll get up. Just appreciating the morning out here, having my coffee, and watching all the birds. There have been all these like hummingbirds, and you can't catch a hummingbird on camera. What's the point? I just tell you about them. They're so cute. They usually come, and one of them will come and just light on the light cord right here, and it's just interesting to see a hummingbird sit still. But more often than not, it's two of them just kind of like and then they it's awesome. There's a burb. Aw, hi burb. What'd it do?
What did it do, Wayne? Oh, Burb. That was not a good idea, Burb. Oh, look, there's a hummingbird. He's just sitting there on the wire. Yeah, you know, sometimes you get lucky. There he is. Look how tiny. The most tiny bird. Aww. He's drinking from the feeder. My husband will be so pleased. The only thing that seems to drink from those feeders is wasps. Oh man, he's just hanging out. What a cool little guy. God, was that home movies or what? How much of a treat was that? Little hummingbird come to say hello. I haven't seen our friend the mockingbird yet this morning, but I'm sure Bruce is anxiously awaiting his or her arrival. I'm really excited to have some of my bread for breakfast. Like, I can't tell you guys. Last night I was unable to be unhappy. I was so excited. For those of you who are gluten intolerant, you know what I'm talking about, but if you don't, let me explain it. I cut into that sourdough and I bit into it and I went, uh-oh, it's like way too soft inside. And Mike was like, nope, that's just sourdough. And I was like, I haven't had bread in so long. I haven't had real bread, like baked, like bakery bread. I have had mass-produced, frozen and then rethawed, sad, gluten-free grocery store bread. And my standards and my understanding of what bread is supposed to be have just slowly degraded since I was like 25. So that's 8 years that I haven't had real bread. And I was just so over the moon last night. I was like, oh, I can make pizza dough. I could make croutons. Like, it was just like all of these things freeing up in my brain of being like, I'm not handicapped anymore. At least from a bread standpoint, because there is just something so frustrating about being a foodie and someone who will literally try anything. I will try anything. But the problem is I'm that high maintenance person at a restaurant where I'm always just like, well, what's in it? You know, and I like can never be surprised by anything. And everybody thinks that I'm picky. Even my husband, when we met, he's like, you're picky. And I'm like, I am not picky. I am allergic to gluten, okay? There's a difference. And just to like have one freedom back in my life, to be able to have delicious bread and all that comes with it in my life, because I was not only a big bread eater, I was a sourdough eater. I love sourdough. And like growing up, that was like all we had was sourdough, and it's so good. It's so like, it's got this like, I remember being a kid, you know, and like you would just like tear the middle out of your bread, and like, you know, Wonder Bread does that thing where it gets all like doughy again. Sourdough does that in a completely different way, and it like makes this amazing like lump of, I don't know, I was always just really into like unbaked dough as a kid. Well, how did I get on this? But yeah, sourdough has always just been like a flavor that I miss and a smell that I miss, and just having a way that was so easy. Like, yes, we're talking about a very immature starter. We are talking about a very inexperienced, it's early, bread maker, but for making probably the worst bread possible with that recipe, you know what I mean? Like, that was probably worst case scenario, and it was still light years better than anything I've bought at the grocery store in the last 8 years. That's freedom, fam. That is bread freedom. The next time I will absolutely follow their timing. The person was nice enough, dragonfly. The person that wrote the recipe was nice enough to actually provide the timing. I just didn't listen. And I think that the bread turned out fine anyway, but I think it would be even more flavorful with the cold proof. And also it would probably reinforce some of that bubble structure more to cold proof it. And then it might have a little bit more stability when I do bake it, because it was hard to get it to kind of like stay in a ball. And yesterday I went, because I borrowed that parchment paper from my next door neighbors because we didn't have any, but I went ahead and ordered one of those, I forget what they're called, but the basket that you proof it in, and it'll make it like form into a more round loaf, apparently. So I ordered one of those on Amazon, and generally just feeling like an independent woman right now. But yeah, I can't even tell you how much of a difference like being able to have bread makes. I know that was like a really long, it's an entire video about bread. I'm just gonna title it, this is an entire video about bread. But yeah, for a gluten intolerant person to be able to have real bread again, it's just something I could wax poetic about all day. I'm the luckiest girl in the world. With Kerrygold and blackberry jelly. That is what is up. Yes, I know, you would like some crust. A very good boy. Just want to smell those flowers, huh? What's the plan? You coming over here? Okay, you're gonna balance? That's very impressive, slow boy. He's got all 4 paws on the arm of the chair.